So President Biden won Wisconsin by about 20,000 votes in 2020. Trump won the state by roughly the same amount in 2016. How's it looking this time?
You know, nobody knows who's going to win, but we know that it's going to be very, very close because that's just the way that it goes in Wisconsin. It comes down to turnout because it is very difficult to tell. I went to a polling summit with some of the top pollsters in Wisconsin and the country last week, and their consensus was, we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. It's all within the margin of error. They're going to be really tight races, both for president and the U.S. Senate here.
Yeah, I mean, NBC News has new reporting that the Harris campaign is somewhat concerned about being able to win all three of the so-called blue wall states, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. The most recent Wall Street Journal poll of Wisconsin voters shows a tie, and you were just referencing to that, between Harris and Trump. How concerned are Wisconsin Democrats about the vice president's ability to win that state?
Well, you know, it's kind of interesting in Wisconsin because the background to the election this year is that this will be the first time that we have an election for state legislative seats under new maps. Wisconsin has been, according to one federal judge, the most gerrymandered state in the country, with Republicans controlling 2/3 of the state Senate, even though it's a 50-50 closely divided state. We now have new maps. They're much more competitive. There are Democrats running in districts around Wisconsin that they hadn't even tried to field candidates in before. There are 46 field offices for Democrats that are new around the state. So there's a kind of a sense that Democrats could really make some gains in Wisconsin down ballot. And the state party chair, Ben Wickler, thinks that that could have kind of a reverse coattails effect, that it will drive voters to come out and vote for Democrats in places that had been so solidly Republican that they had been really just discouraged before.
And Ruth, I mean, what are the major ballot initiatives this year?
There's one major ballot initiative. You know, of course, there are always local referendums for school funding and municipal funding, but there's one constitutional amendment on the ballot that would bar non-citizen voting, which, of course, is already a federal crime. It's a felony, punishable by deportation and prison time. But the constitutional amendment that's on the ballot would make it impossible, basically, for localities to allow non-citizens to vote in local school board races and other local elections. That hasn't happened here, but it's sort of an effort to preempt that and really to keep immigration at the top of mind for voters.
And Ruth, let's talk a little bit about what you just briefly mentioned, the issue of the Senate race in that state. How's it looking?
So incumbent Senator Tammy Baldwin is running for her third term. She was previously in Congress, and she is an interesting candidate because she often wins in very Republican districts in Wisconsin. She has worked really hard on dairy farm issues, which are a big deal in Wisconsin. She has been sort of at the forefront of the Affordable Care Act, actually wrote the provision that extends coverage for children on their parents' insurance until they're 26. A big fighter for women's health rights, has proposed a bill that would codify Roe v. Wade. That's a very big deal in Wisconsin because women lost abortion rights for more than a year here under an 1849 law after Roe was overturned. So it's a tight race, like every race this year. Her opponent, Eric Hovde, is a bank owner, and he is running sort of on the Trump message. He tries to connect her to the border, to undocumented immigrants, he's an anti-abortion candidate. They had a debate on Friday where it turned very personal. He was calling her a liar. And Baldwin was mostly sticking to the policy issues that she's long been, you know, deeply in the weeds on, including the Farm Bill. And Hovde actually said during the debate that he doesn't know what's in the Farm Bill. So it was kind of an interesting moment. And I guess the question really is whether, as in previous years, Baldwin will be able to get out split ticket voters, people who might vote for Donald Trump, but have really voted for her even in very Republican rural areas of the state because she has been so deeply involved in helping farmers and, you know, these policy issues that matter a lot specifically to her constituents in those areas.